Hi, welcome to the Red Booth Show. I'm Kimberly. On tonight's episode, I have Alex Wisner and Diana Mantis of Treehouse Events. We talk about their upcoming festival and how it all got started. So come and join us.
Lovely girl, don't leave too soon. You are the one that lights the room. Clouds filled with stars cover the skies. Getting closer, getting closer.
Out in darkness, I was crawling. You had
Come to the Treehouse Festival. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Come to the Treehouse Festival. You might meet someone.
So hello ladies, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to have you here. I just wanted to introduce you. This is Alex Wisner and Diana Mantis, and they are both part of Treehouse. We would call it Treehouse Events, or what's like the full way of describing it?
Well, the overall the overall is called Treehouse LA, and then the festival we're planning is called the Treehouse Festival.
Right, which is so cool, and that's definitely why we're here today, to talk about the festival that's coming up next weekend, which is extremely exciting.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. You may recognize Alex from being on the show. I think it was like over a year ago she came on and talked about her band, AKW, and she has a beautiful, beautiful voice, which you should definitely go and check out and Google her.
Thank you.
And the reason I'm telling that story is because I wanted to have her back because ever since then, she has started this amazing thing called Treehouse. And why don't you tell us the story?
Well, it actually goes back to AKW, which was we decided we wanted to do a different kind of tour, which was a house tour. So we, instead of playing venues across the U.S., we ended up playing the houses of our fans. And what I realized in those settings is that it was so much more intimate, and there was so much more of a response, and we were able to sit and talk afterwards and really get to know everyone. And there was just so many connections and such a magical feeling that was built off of that tour that when I got home, I missed it. Like I was like, I want to play shows, but I don't want to just keep having shows where I'm playing shows in my house or something. So instead, I had a thought, why don't I get all my friends to come over and actually show me what they're working on? Because I spend so much time working on my own art, it's kind of hard to pay attention and actually be caught up with everyone else's, creation. So, I just had this idea, and it ended up being so successful that it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and it was held in my living room once a month, and people submitted, and I just curated this monthly event that it got to a point where there was so many strangers in my house. I was like, oh, I should probably do this somewhere else. And then
I remember on social media, there's like the pictures of everybody, and it's like filling your living room.
Yeah.
It started out with, just a handful of
20
people.
something, yeah.
Yeah. So then you started to find other venues.
Yes, so we moved to like the Hollywood Tower rooftop, and we had one up there, and that was like 120 people. And then we did galleries, we did other backyards that were just bigger. We started incorporating films, because it's music, writing, poetry, films, it's everything. So any kind of performance art. And so then we ended up having, the idea of a festival came from in February of this year. We had a big tree house at this place called Think Tank Gallery in downtown, and we took over the gallery for a night, and within 2 weeks, 800 tickets were reserved. And so we sold it out. Yeah, it was like wild. And so at that point it was like, okay, this is something, and there's so many artists coming out of the woodwork that I would never have known about before. And I was like, wow, people, like artists actually are craving community, especially in a city like this. And I had never realized that until this was created. So
that's really cool because it kind of gave people an opportunity who like don't usually go out to, gigs and things like that, to have a place that was sort of like a safe place, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Which is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, something about Treehouse is it's actually, like, I know I created it, but it's almost this thing that's separate to me now. It's like this little world that it actually is the most welcoming group of people I've ever encountered here, and I've been a musician for 13 years, so that's a lot to
Wow.
say about it, you know?
Yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's also even launched out to like in Florida, there's a chapter of Treehouse called Beach House that somebody else who attended a Treehouse decided to start. And where are the other ones?
There's one in Jersey. There's one up in San
insane.
Francisco. Yeah, and there's like 4 more that are building up to start. Yeah, the Florida one though. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
is like that one's so successful. Like every video and photo.
I know we get so excited every time they have one. We're like, beach houses tonight, and we like watch all their videos to see what
my
they're doing and
God,
who's
this is
performing.
so
And it's like
good.
it's such a like cool thing too, because it's like its own thing now. Like it's like fully separate, but that she created that effect.
Yeah.
By having Treehouse is so cool.
That is amazing. Okay, well, we have to take a quick break.
That's fine.
We'll be right back with Treehouse and Alex and Diana.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Ah, Smokey! Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We are here with the ladies of Treehouse. How are you?
Good?
Good. They were just telling me about that, how Treehouse has grown and grown, and now they have a beach house in Florida, which we're talking about. This is live performances in people's houses. Is really how it kind of came about. And another chapter in another city. Where was that?
Well, there's one forming in Jersey in the next couple months, and then
Jersey.
Denver, yeah, Denver, and like a lake house, it's gonna be called Lake House on one of the
So
Lake
cool.
Michigan, and yeah, I mean there's ones popping up basically, and we're just prepping them so that they can just be like a stable monthly operation.
Wow.
Yeah, we've even had people reach out to us like, is this happening in Europe? Like, do we have like now that we've been having the festival and kind of growing more, like other people reaching out on how they can start their own, which is really cool.
Dude.
We have to go to Europe, you know.
I mean, we have to. It's a problem.
It's a tough life. It's a tough
Super
life.
brutal.
Well, honestly, I think one of the things that people probably are attracted to about this so much is that so many people are shy to perform.
Yeah.
And especially with music, I think you're generally a little bit more self-conscious to get out there because it's like so personal. Like it's you right there in front of everybody on a microphone. Whereas, doing film or other things, there's like more of a collaborative effort with a bunch of people. It's not so much just your voice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like that really sparked the initial, like, you know, people coming in and being like, oh, I get to sing in this little house and just a few friends. And, you know, anyways, I just think it's amazing. And I need to go and sing at one of these someday.
That'd be amazing.
Awesome. I got to get the guts together.
It's so weird. I don't know. I've played a million shows in my life, and there's nothing scarier than standing in front of your closest friends.
Exactly.
There really isn't. I get up there and I'm just like that, and I'm like, I can't play guitar. I actually cannot do this right now, and it's really shocking. But what's also cool is by the end of it, you're like, oh wow, there's 3 people crying, and like there's actually such a response that I'm like, that's kind of what I wanted. So we're, you know, like it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, and like I feel like there's people who came to the first Treehouse and were like fully shaking and like so nervous to do it.
I swear, it would be so bad.
But it's so great then to see like as the Treehouses go on, and it's just like this confident person standing in front of you delivering it, and like excited to come up with new things to then show at the next Treehouse, and like people forming bands with each other from meeting at Treehouse, and it becomes so tight knit that it's like this other family and like other world. So cool. Yeah.
They're just nurturing artists that needed that little extra, you know, somebody else.
Totally. Yeah. I didn't really ask for it. Like it just kind of happened, but I'm glad to do it. Like it's really, after every Treehouse I get home and I cannot sleep because I just feel so electrified. Like there's just never been a bad event ever once. It's always just been an awesome, like
magical.
Magical. It's something else.
Well, and it's like they're also different.
Yeah.
Like because it's in different locations, like they all have like their own thing happening, but then they also still have like that intimate, but it's like there was one that we had recently, I think the last one we had, I did not know one person who came, and I was just like, who is everyone?
So you're getting to the point where it's becoming really well known. I mean, you've been featured in press and stuff as well. You know, people are starting to really notice Treehouse. Are you going to continue to have it be like a large event, or are you going to also try to have the smaller ones too?
We're going to continue the small monthly events every month. Yeah, it's going to be 50 to 200 people tops, and the festival is only going to be a yearly. I mean, even this festival we're doing, it's an 1,800 person max capacity, and that's even like, you know, going from 800 to 1,800 in itself is already quite a quest, and we're kind of just going for it. We're kind of just being like, either go big or go home, you know? And it's like, so, and the venue we had so much help in finding it and getting and actually nailing down that venue, and it's like, it would be actually a disservice to us to not just jump on that and use it, because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's beautiful. What's the name of the place again?
It's called the Ambassador Auditorium.
Well, I'll just show everybody the picture of it here. And this is where it's going to be, and it's going to be coming up next weekend. And people, are the tickets already sold out?
No, they're still on sale now. But yeah, I mean.
Good. Well, then people need to go and buy some of those tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you've already sold a lot, and also your Kickstarter did really well too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
We raised $11,000 in 30 days. It was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, well, we have to take another break.
Okay.
We'll be right back with Treehouse.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking, and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Ah, Smokey! Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back to the Red Booth Show. We're here with Treehouse Events. So you have this event coming up next weekend. It's really exciting. I wanted to talk a bit about some of the musicians and artists that are a part of it.
Yeah. Well, firstly, there's the Treehouse artists, and what that means is they've participated in a prior Treehouse before, and we chose them out of that bunch to perform the festival. So there's actually, I think, 25 of those playing back to back. Our headliners, we have a girl named Kimya Dawson. And you might have heard her, like, she did the entire Juno soundtrack.
Whoa.
And she has these really amazing little, like, folk songs, and they're amazing. And then Jade Castrinos, she goes by Jade, but she was in a band called Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, yeah. And, she's doing her own thing now, and she goes by Jade, and she's just awesome. She's just such, like, a wonderful human, like, and loves the festival, and is just awesome.
Yeah.
And then, I guess... Well, there's another band called Josiah and the Bonnevilles, and it's a guy named Josiah Lemming, and he has a band called Josiah and the Bonnevilles, and it's one of our new favorite bands, actually.
We started listening, and then we kind of just didn't stop listening. It's, like, honestly gotten us through, like, some of the artists that are performing is what we listen to every day. And so it's actually been really cool because it kind of, like, reinvigorates that kind of drive to make this like the coolest day that we can. And Josiah, it was like we listened, we're like, we have to have him perform, like he has to be a part of this,
and we just did everything we could to make it happen. And it was great. A girl named Allison Weiss, who he's been on tour with, and then
and she's amazing.
Marielle Loveland, who's in a band called Candy Hearts, and she's from New York, and she's flying out to do the festival.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So the playlist is a great way for people to get to hear some of these artists, I would say. And are those headliners also going to be added to the playlist too?
Yeah. We basically made two playlists. So there's one for Spotify and then there's one for SoundCloud, and they're both linked through our website. And it was one of those things where it was like, that's what we were listening to all the time. We're like, wait, we should actually make this available so that anybody could come listen to the playlist for any of the artists that maybe they've never heard before, the ones that they do like, and see how they balance each other out and kind of get a taste for what the festival will be like.
Yes, and I love your playlist. Good. I found it and I started playing it and playing it and playing it. And I was like, oh, it's so peaceful and relaxing and beautiful. And okay, I'm being a total cheeseball right now, but I really do. Yeah, it's amazing. And some of these artists, they've never ever put anything out before. It's their very first song recorded.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's amazing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And okay, good. So what do you guys sort of plan on doing now in the future with the rest of
Treehouse, like after the festival?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we're going to get through this festival, and then we're going to reevaluate everything, you know?
And then we're going to go to Europe, and we're never going to come back.
Take a vacation. I know, honestly, it's the hardest that I personally, I mean, we have worked on anything that has to do with art ever. It's a 14-hour-a-day, like, endeavor. Sometimes we get 3 hours of sleep, and we wake up, and it's like we have stuff to do. It's just been nonstop for 2 months. So once the festival's over, we're just gonna plan the next Treehouse event. A very small, intimate gathering somewhere in LA.
5 people only.
5 to 50 people. And yeah, just keep doing the monthly events and keep growing it and have an annual festival every year.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and we're already like kind of working on next year.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Building relationships.
Yeah, but there's already so much that we've figured out because it's our first time doing a festival, so there's a lot to learn and then realize, okay, so next year this is how we're going to do this.
Yeah, we've learned so much.
Yeah.
We've made so many mistakes and had so many victories, and it's been like a roller coaster, but we've learned, and I think we're going to have a good day. Yeah.
It's so cool that you guys have been putting this all together, and you know, it does take a lot of work and people just don't know about it sort of behind the scenes, but I know I have to say, well done.
Thank
and
you.
It's going to happen next weekend, so we have to take another quick break though. We'll be right back.
Okay.
I really wanted to put a deck on my house.
The floor was creaking and there were cracks in the wall.
I had them put in walls in my basement.
Well, the whole thing was done on time, on budget, and not a day of work was missed.
Alpha Structural is a top-rate company. I'd recommend them to anybody.
If you live in a hillside home and gravity is pulling you towards the edge of the cliff, I recommend you call Alpha.
It was a real pleasure to work with Alpha.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Ah, Smokey! Only you can prevent wildfires.
So everybody definitely needs to go and get some tickets. It's going to be next weekend. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Well, the best place to buy tickets is treehouse.la. That is the website, and there's ticket links, there's the band lineup, there's the schedule. All you need to know is there. And that's actually all you really need to know. It's like the only link, and you can get everything from there.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Well, thank you guys so much for being on this show, and I hope everybody enjoys the Treehouse event next weekend. Okay, good.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know if you're supposed to say anything.
Thank you for getting to know the ladies of Treehouse events on
The Red Booth!
My friends, Joel here with the band for King Country on the set of Priceless, the movie in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Someone asked me, where did this come from? And really a big part of the journey of this film is tied to the band for King Country. Going back years, one of the things that we've shared is saying to women, hey, know what you're worth, Don't let any man disrespect you in relationships. And saying to men, hey men, it's time for us to step up and stand out. Chivalry is alive and well. The antithesis of that really is human trafficking. It's this idea that a woman can be bought, that pleasure can be bought at a price. And so this film, it's a thriller, it's a drama, it's a romance, but it is set inside this sort of despicable world of human trafficking. And it's been a hard film to make so far, but a very rewarding one, and we just can't wait to show you, to share this with you, and hopefully have an impact around the globe through the beautiful thing of filmmaking.
We're all on a journey. But it seems somewhere along the way I took a wrong turn. So many regrets, so many mistakes.
But I want to stay with you, Daddy.
And then it happened. And I never even saw it coming.
You look beat. What are you hauling?
Nothing really.
Why would you have to go through all that? You're just hauling nothing.
I just for once wanted to do the right thing.
We want to thank you for helping us.
You want to be here.
I want to be a singer, like Taylor Swift. Do you like Taylor Swift?
No. Did I fail them?
That's all. There's no lock, huh?
Did I do what needed to be done?
Hey, the girls, where are you taking?
It's not your problem. Happy trails.
You obviously know something about this. Then help me.
Well, if you're hearing a little voice that's telling you to stay, that there's a larger hand at play here, then you might want to listen to that voice.
These girls don't belong to you.
Those girls don't belong to anyone.
You go down this road, you can't go back to normal life again.
There's some bad dudes who are gonna kill you.
My friendship comes at a cost.
This is not what love looks like.
I want to shut this thing down.
I see you dressed in white.
How could you just leave us?
You have to trust me.
That word is broken for you.
I'm gonna make this right.